Good afternoon, everyone. On the part of DMP, Daily Mains Program, second day, I gave you yesterday 2 questions, both from the Hindu news editorial. First question. Let's discuss about the first question. Discuss the opportunities and hurdles before India in becoming the manufacturing hub of the world. 250 words in 15 marks. Paper, this comes under the paper 4th of the GS3 of economy of paper 4 or GS3. Source, the Hindu editorial, a root of the India's manufacturing challenge by a famous economist. An editorial yesterday. Discuss the opportunities and hurdles before India in becoming the manufacturing hub of the world. Here, as I told you many times, that every question, especially every UPSC question, UPSC has given instructions as far as this writing practice is concerned. The words the UPSC used in its gazette are, as far as the essay, as far as this also, both are same. The relevant answer making is important. Relevant. Number 2 is concise. Concised answer is important. And third one is composition, compilation or composition. These are very important. Then only you can maintain writing practice. Okay, written of the answer within the stipulated time period, and also word limit is also important. First, foremost important, relevant answer, concise approach, and good compilation or composition of the answer within the stipulated word limit. Okay, relevant answer. How to give the relevant answer? Unless you understood, unless you acquainted the question, unless you comprehend the question given by the UPSC, you can't maintain relevant answer. How to comprehend it? How to understand it? Okay, here every question contains essentially 5 elements. Number 1, task words, the or else question tags. Number 2, keywords. Number 3, content words, content, generation of the content will be useful for the generation of the content. The 4th one is limiting words. Limiting word can be subdivided into 3 types. Geographical limitation, for example, this question related to India, geographical region, and also time limit, past, present, future, or else from where. They, for example, discuss the opportunities and hurdles before India in becoming the manufacturing hub of the world. It is related to present era, or else this year or next year, or else coming 1 decade, or Amrutkal 25 years. This indicates period. Geographical limitation, and also time limit. A third one is subject, both economical, political, cultural, etc. This appears to be economical, but economy is not a mutual exclusive in nature. Economical dimension of any country depends upon its social dimension, political dimensions, and philosophical dimension, demographic, geographical dimension, and geographical population, resources, etc. So, though we have to be focused on the economy, it depends upon the various dimensions. That's why this limiting geographical, subject, and this time limit. So, next, 5th element of this every question is sub questions in a questions. Where as far as this question is concerned, there is one single most question. There no problem. So, task words. As far as task words is concerned, here the most important task word is discuss. There are around 30 task words are there as far as UPSC examination is concerned. Mostly here, discuss is the most famous word, most frequently used task word, discuss, because discuss is multi-dimensional in nature. Discuss is nothing but, in a simple terms, discuss is nothing but look at that given issue in 360 degrees angle, which means the economy. Discuss means socio-economic, political, cultural, various, and political on various dimensions. Okay, 360 degrees view of a given subject, given issue. So look at the opportunities. Number 1, and hurdles before India in becoming manufacturing hub of the world. Okay, this is the question. Discuss. How to discuss it? First of all, discuss about the opportunities before India to become the manufacturing hub of the world. Later we can discuss about the hurdles. Now, opportunities before India. What kind of opportunities are there to make India a manufacturing hub of the world? Okay, opportunities. As far as opportunities concerned, it's a huge continent in size. It's a subcontinent in size. Okay, a huge population, world's largest populous country, and out of this population, unlike this China, unlike other countries, our mean age of our Indian population is 28.5 years. So, and also our working population, that is in between 15 years to 64 years. Okay, the working age population is around 950 millions, 95 crore working population in between 15 and 64 years. Out of it, from 18 to 35 years age group, most active age group, okay, around 600 million, 60 crore population is there. This is the biggest opportunity. That means in terms of demographic dividends, india is a matchless India has the matchless opportunities compared to any country, include China as well. It is improving. It's as far as demographic dividend is concerned. In the coming 2-3 decades, India will be more bright. So that is the biggest opportunity. Next, because of this working age population, we will have cheap labor force, so that it will act as a magnet to attract the technology and investments. And third important is this working age population mostly earners. That's why because of the high income, they will become more important consumer in nature, consuming. That's why we have the huge domestic demand. So that's why India need not depend upon the foreign economies for exports. So these consumers, cheap labor force, working age population, these are the biggest opportunities in terms of different, but mutually different. But clearly there is a link between these two. We can discuss this within a single paragraph, but we have to showcase differently. Okay, because this population, huge population, out of these huge population, working age 15 to 64 years age, this number of this population is 950 millions, 94 crore. Okay, which is almost equivalent with North America and Western European continent itself. Okay, two continental in size our working age population, from in between 15 to 64, that is the 950 million population. Out of it, 18 to 35 more active population, 600 millions. It will be increasing these demographic dividends. Okay, in the coming few decades, 3 to 4 decades, India will be more advantageous position as far as this working age population. Because of this working age population, it will be provide more cheap labor force. That's why India will be the luring or attraction point for the global investments and opportunity and technological investments. Third one is consumers. They can consume more, because that's why India will have the more domestic demand itself. Demand is very important. Demand, if demand is absent, there will not be demand for the consumer productivity. That's why India, that country will lose. Okay, if demographic domestic demand will be there, that will be the one inherent strength of that economy, like China and India. Okay, the another important point is, because of this working age population, they will learn more, they can consume more, that is a different, and they can save more, they can create more investment opportunities. This investment will be helpful to the, again, for the economy. That is more important. Okay, these are the biggest opportunities for the Indian economy. And as far apart from these, India is a huge geographical base. Geographical is nothing but huge natural resources. In fact, infinite natural resources like coal, iron ore, and other mineral resources, forest resources, water resources, and agriculture resources. As far as agriculture is concerned, India has the one of the richest agriculture system in the world. That's why it is able to feed the 1.42 billion population. Okay, these are all creating a huge resource base. That's why India can become the manufacturing hub of the world. Okay, in order to becoming a manufacturing hub of the world, India has every opportunities in this aspect. Okay, next comes to hurdles before India in becoming the manufacturing hub of the world. Though we have the huge opportunities to become manufacturing hub of the world, we are unable to become, or we are unable to compete with China. Both China and India started their journey simultaneously, almost 1947, 49 and 47 respectively. India in 1947, China started its journey in 1949. But of course, China started economic reforms in 1979, whereas India started its economic reforms after 11 years after it in 1991. However, by 1991, both economies almost similar. But because by 1991 itself, China took up its economy, it reached to the took up stage, take up stage. Next, India late journey. It's a elephant, whereas China is a dragon. Of course, economists are symbolizing it. Okay. As far as the hurdles are concerned, we are decision making politically. The coalition democratic government, it is a slow, but of course we should not write down in economy. Okay. In this question, it is decision making is lacking in a democratic system compared to the authoritarian system in China. It is a hurdle, but it is not a negative as far as the Indian political system is concerned. Of course, we can mention like this as a positive aspect. Another important hurdle is lack of infrastructure, proper infrastructure, like both social infrastructure as well as the physical infrastructure. Physical, as far as physical infrastructure is concerned, power, roads, sports, etc., etc. We yet to create global scale, global infrastructure facilities like China. Okay. And another important aspect is in social infrastructure, like education levels are very less. Vocational education is less every year. 2.6 to every year 2.6 to graduates are coming out of the Indian universities or Indian degree colleges. However, they are lacking of skills. Out of them, only 5% are very suitable to every kind of. They have the skills, vocational skills. Whereas in China and United States of America and developed nations, 80% are suitable for work. They have these skills. Whereas in India, only 5% out of the this product of these graduates every year. That's around 2.6 million every year. Okay, that is the biggest lacuna. So though we have the education, okay, vocational training skills are very less to uh, put into the global production chain actually. And another important hurdle is lack of investments. And another hurdle is lack of science, technology aspect. We don't have technology. We need technology, like for the fourth industrial revolution. And also, as far as India is concerned, we don't have long term approach towards this one. Of course, we have now Make in India, various schemes, Amrutkal budget, etc. But there is a absence of lacking of this long term objective, long term plan in order to make India as a manufacturing hub of the world. This is the problem. And also, we don't have coordinated economy. For example, as far as this primary, secondary, tertiary sector, and out of these subsectors also, we don't have linkages. That is the biggest trouble. And infrastructure bottlenecks across this huge nation. This is also another aspect. So by and large, these are the hurdles. Okay. This for on the one hand, we have to discuss, okay, opportunities. On the other hand, we have to discuss about the hurdle. No need to mention side headings. Finally, we have to sum up. In what way? Though we have hurdles, because of these opportunities, India is able to, okay, bring out the huge planning approach to make India manufacturing hub of the world, especially by competing with China in a conducive global geopolitical situation. That's why India is growing at the rate of 7.2%. It is the fastest growing economy, a vibrant economy, and vibrant manufacturing sector and other sectors. It is clearly showcasing that in the coming decades, India is definitely becoming the manufacturing hub of the world. So the increasing exports and ever increasing the growth rate and consistency in the growth process, GST collections, and various blossoming industries like automobile, MSMEs, and pharmaceutical, etc., etc. It is indicating there. It clearly indicating that India is going to become the manufacturing hub. However, some cautious approach is important in the given geopolitical situation, global financial system, etc., etc. Okay. Next question. In view of the recent C plus C5 summit, do you think that India is a losing ground in the most important Central Asia? Recently, on parallel to, while simultaneously along with the G7 meet in Hiroshima. On the other hand, on the other side of the in the eastern hemisphere, on the other side, China conducted C plus C5 summit in Xi'an. Okay, it is situated in the Silk Route, at the head of the Silk Route, Xi'an. Xi'an, Silk Route indicates the Central Asia because it is passes through Central Asia. C plus 5, it is also related to a Hindu article yesterday, Central Asian foreign policy. Okay, multi-vectorianism, vectorism pays off related to some Central Asia. But of course, this question framed beyond this editorial. Okay, based on this editorial, UPSC may frame any kind of questions. Okay, as far as this question, in view of the recent C plus 5 summit. Okay, recently China conducted this C plus 5. C means China. C5 means Central Asian five republics like Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. I repeat, from India, above the India, just started the Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. These are the five Central Asian republics. Okay, see Central. Do you think that India is a losing ground in the most important Central Asia? This is the question. Most important Central Asia. How it is important? The Central Asian five republic is a huge swath of land. It is also known as second Gulf because of its a huge treasure of the oil resources, gas and petroleum reserves, and rare earth minerals, and also coal and iron reserves, etc., etc. And given this Central Asian geographical nature, it is giving more opportunities to countries like India and China because they are growing fastest growing economies, India and China, and they need a huge resource base to meet its growth process, to fueling its growth, to fuel its growth process in terms of raw material, in terms of export market, etc. The Central Asia can provide a huge opportunity for India's exports. Okay, because we have the cultural relations, and also it is a Gulf. It is a second Gulf. It is known as second Gulf because of its a huge bounty of the mineral resources like oil, natural gases, coal resources, mineral resources, rare earth materials, etc., etc. In this aspect, they can provide a lot of opportunities for India's growing economy. And also, this Central Asia, strategically very important because this Central Asia is situated in between the Eurasian continent, at the center of at the pivotal area of the central Eurasian continent, Eurasian landmass or heartland. Okay, Mackinder Heartland Concept. On the one side, the growing China. On the northern side, Europe, especially China. On the western side, this Western Asia. And southern side, South Asia, especially India. India, China, Russia, and West Asia. It is at the crossroads. That's why that holding India's hold on this region is very, very important. But of course, the recent summit discussions with Chinese summit level discussions here is a clear warning to the both India as well as China. So the Chinese influence, increasing sphere of influence in China, is almost is not augur well for India's interest in Central Asia. That is important, and it is not also not augur well for the interest of Russia also because Russia was conspicuous by its absence in that area. This is the first time that Russia was not participated in Central Asian discussion when China was there. So there is a clear-cut competition that it indicates that there is a clear-cut competition between China and Russia in order to get the grip on this area. Of course, India also conducted Central Asian India Summit last year. Every year, India is conducting the Central Asia and India Summit. Russia is also conducting. European Union conducting. US conducting. China is conducting. But of course, Chinese presence is more danger. Russia's presence in Central Asia is not danger for India because Russia is accommodating India's presence in this area. For example, this Aini air base. India's air base in outside of Indian territory is Aini in Tajikistan. It has been accommodated by Russia. Okay, and Russia accommodated India in Songhai region, which is related to the Central Asia, China, and Eurasian area. Okay, Russia accommodating India presence India in this area in a way to compete with China because India is a counterweight to China. This is the opinion of not only the whole world; it is the opinion of Russia as well. So Russia is accommodating. Russia's presence in Central Asia is very important. But of course, recent Chinese summit level discussion along with Central Asian Republic is indicating withering Russia's presence in Central Asia, because Russia was conspicuous by its absence in this area. It is not good for India. So in this way, India is losing ground, definitely. But recently, even in this editorial also indicated that Central Asian Republic are diversifying their relationship with other powers. Especially, they are discussing summit level discussions with Russia. They are discussing summit level discussions with European Union and United States of America, and discussing with China and discussing with India. So they are looking multidimensionally. So in they may not tilt towards China. They will look at India as well, because India is more important for their security reason, because they are worrying for their security apart from the economy. Their most important concern is security, to protect their sovereignty. But Russia, Chinese ambassador to France recently commented very adversely against this one, that the comment constitutes like the Central Asian republics are not sovereign republic. This is the comment comes from the an ambassador, an influential personality, diplomat of the China. So they created a concern, consternation among the mindset of Central Asia. That's why they are looking at other parts. They will neglect, they cannot ignore the India, which is a counterweight. It's the rising counterweight to China. So in this way, India may not lose ground in this one. However, India must be cautious as far as Chinese maneuvers, diplomatic maneuvers in Central Asian republics. Like this way, you have to discuss. Okay, this is also the important task force is, do you think actually. So here the discuss is important, and also explanation is also important. Do you think which indicates, though it is no proper, but the task force question word is implicit in nature. That is, the question words are mostly discuss, explain, elucidation. Okay, these question tags also there. In this way, you have to discuss the UPSC questions. Thank you very much.